Here's the truth. When a woman opens up to you about her problems, it's not always what you think. Most men hear a woman talking about her day or venting about an issue and immediately assume they need to fix it. But what if I told you that's the wrong approach? In fact, most of the time, she's not asking for a solution at all. If you're a guy, you've probably been in this situation. She's going on about some stress at work, a conflict with a friend, or maybe even something going wrong in her personal life. The instinct is to rush in and save her, to problem solve, to offer advice, to dive straight into action. But stop for a second. What if just listening was enough? Here's the controversial reality. Women often don't want you to fix the problem. They want you to listen, to empathize, and to connect on an emotional level. Too many men miss this crucial point, thinking it's all about the outcome rather than the process. Now, that's not to say that you should ignore serious concerns or never offer advice, but understanding what a woman really wants from a conversation could save you from a lot of missteps. It's about shifting your mindset from fixing her problems to being the rock she needs in that moment. In this video, we're going to break down exactly what it means when a woman tells you about her struggles. It's not as complicated as you might think, but it does take some understanding. We'll dive into the 5 key things every man should know when faced with this situation. So don't just sit back. Let's get to it. 1. She doesn't always want a solution. She wants your attention. Let's cut right to the chase. When a woman starts telling you about her problems, most guys jump to conclusions, and it's almost always the wrong one. You may think, she's talking to me about this because she wants advice or a fix. Nope, that's not always the case. Think about it. How often have you been the one to vent to a friend or a colleague about something frustrating? Maybe your computer's acting up, or you're upset about a bad day at work. What do you want from the conversation? You probably just want someone to listen, right? Not to fix the computer or get you a new job, but simply to acknowledge how you're feeling. The same logic applies to women when they open up to you. This is a big reason why men often misunderstand the situation. She's not necessarily seeking a fix to the issue. What she wants is for you to give her your undivided attention and to show that you're present with her emotionally. When a woman shares her frustrations, she's inviting you into her world for a moment. Don't miss the opportunity by focusing too much on how to solve it. Here's the thing, listening attentively and validating her feelings can actually make a world of difference. The more you try to fix the problem immediately, the more she might feel like you're dismissing her emotions, like what she's experiencing isn't worth simply being understood. So what's the real move here? Listen, ask questions if you're curious, and most importantly, let her know you're hearing her out. You don't have to fix the problem at all. Just make it clear that you're invested in what she's saying by validating her emotions with things like, "I get why that must be tough for you," or "That sounds really frustrating." It's easy to think a woman's problems are all about the outcome, the fix, and the solution. But by stepping back, slowing down, and simply listening, you show her you care about the journey, not just the destination. 2. The emotional side of it, understanding the power of empathy. Let's get real for a second. Empathy is not just some soft skill, it's the game changer when it comes to dealing with a woman's problems. And here's the kicker. Empathy is often the only thing she's looking for in the first place. Men and women communicate differently, and one of the biggest misunderstandings happens here. When she tells you about her day, her struggle, or what's bothering her, the last thing she wants is for you to detach from the situation and treat it like a cold, logical problem to solve. What she wants is to feel seen, and that's where empathy comes in. Empathy is the ability to put yourself in her shoes, to not just hear the words, but to feel what she's feeling. Imagine she's sharing something that upset her at work. What do? It's easy to go down the "what can I do to make this better" route. But instead, if you pause and just acknowledge her feelings, you're showing that you're not just listening to the details of the problem, but connecting with her on a deeper level. Empathy doesn't mean you agree with everything she says. It doesn't mean you have to like everything she's feeling. It means you're there with her in the moment, recognizing that what she's feeling is valid. It's powerful because it brings emotional safety to the conversation. It shows her that you're not dismissing her emotions or trying to sweep them under the rug. For example, instead of saying, "Oh, that sounds annoying, just talk to your boss about it," a more empathetic response would be, "I can totally see why that would be frustrating. How are you holding up?" In that moment, you're letting her know that you care about her emotional experience rather than just the issue at hand. When you make the effort to understand how she feels, you don't just strengthen your relationship. You let her know you're a safe space for her to be vulnerable. If you skip that emotional connection, don't be surprised if she closes off or feels like you don't truly get her. So remember, when a woman is opening up about her struggles, it's about being emotionally present. It's not about trying to fix her day or fix her feelings. It's about validating her emotional state and showing her you're truly there. 3. Don't assume it's about you. The importance of not taking it personally. Here's a common pitfall that every guy should avoid, assuming that when a woman shares her frustrations, it's somehow directly related to you. This is something that can quickly derail the conversation and, frankly, your understanding of what's going on. It's easy to get defensive when you hear her vent about her day or talk through her issues. You might wonder, did I do something wrong? Why is she telling me this? Is she upset with me? But in most cases, it has absolutely nothing to do with you. This might be hard to accept, but it's the truth. The key here is not to automatically make her frustrations your responsibility. A lot of men jump straight to the conclusion that her issues are a reflection of something in the relationship, whether it's your behavior or something you're doing or not doing. The reality, her struggles might have zero connection to you. It could be about work stress, a disagreement with a friend, family problems, or just general life pressure. The world outside the relationship is often just as overwhelming for her as it is for you. When you assume her problems are about you, it tends to spiral into unnecessary stress and can even cloud your judgment. You start questioning yourself or worrying about things that don't require your immediate attention. You might even get frustrated in return, when in reality it's simply her processing emotions. You, as her partner, just happen to be the one she feels most comfortable talking to in that moment. Remember, when a woman vents about her life, it's not a critique of your relationship, unless she specifically brings that up. It's about the things outside your relationship that are weighing on her. Taking it personally is only going to pull you into an emotional tailspin and shift focus away from what matters, being there for her in her moment of frustration. Instead of making it about you, allow yourself to separate her feelings from any insecurities you might have. Step back, listen, and provide the support she needs. Not everything is a personal attack or a sign that your relationship is in trouble. Sometimes it's simply about her needing a sounding board and a safe space to talk through the things that are bothering her. 4. The silent plea. Sometimes she's testing your patience, not your problem-solving skills. Let's get something straight. Not every time a woman opens up about her problems is a call for advice or a quick solution. Sometimes, and you might not want to hear this, she's testing your patience. Yes, testing your patience. This isn't something every man realizes right away. It's easy to assume that when a woman talks about her struggles, it's an opportunity for you to jump in and show how much you know or to fix the issue. But in reality, she might not be looking for you to fix anything at all. She may just be seeing if you can sit with her in discomfort without trying to take control of the situation. A lot of men can't help themselves. They feel the need to solve the problem, and that's understandable. It feels natural to want to be useful and supportive. But let's be honest, this rush to fix things is often more about you needing to feel helpful or in control than it is about meeting her needs. Here's the kicker, you're missing the point. Patience and presence are valuable. They show you're comfortable with vulnerability and that you're more focused on supporting her emotionally than jumping straight into action mode. But many men, unintentionally, fail the patience test. Why? Because they see her problems as something to overcome, when she's often just asking for someone to be there and listen, without judgment, without immediately finding an answer. It's time for a wake-up call. Your need to fix things might be pushing her away. Why? Because it feels like you're not connecting with her emotional reality. You're just trying to check a box and make the problem go away. But that's not what she wants from you right now. If you want to be the man she can lean on, then show her you're capable of staying calm in the face of emotional turbulence. You don't always have to have an answer. In fact, she probably doesn't want one right now. You simply need to demonstrate that you're strong enough to support her without feeling the need to change the situation. So the next time she's venting, don't focus so much on the problem. Instead, focus on how you can help her feel heard. That's where your true value lies, not in the fix, but in the patience you bring to the conversation. 5. Why overanalyzing every detail will drive her away. All right, here's a trap that's all too easy to fall into. overanalyzing every word and detail of what she says. Sure, you're trying to understand where she's coming from and piece together the puzzle, but you're likely making things worse, not better. Men tend to have a natural instinct to dissect everything, to dig into the details, and this isn't always a bad thing. But when it comes to a woman sharing her struggles, constant analysis often doesn't serve you or her. In fact, it can quickly turn a supportive conversation into an exhausting, frustrating interrogation. Overthinking her words, or trying to figure out hidden meanings, will make you look less like the guy she can lean on, and more like someone trying to turn her personal moment of vulnerability into a problem that needs solving. This isn't about her needing your detective skills, it's about her needing someone who can hold space for her without turning it into an intellectual exercise. Instead of reading into every word, focus on what really matters, her emotions. When a woman tells you about something that's bothering her, she wants you to understand the feeling of the situation, not obsess over every tiny detail. The more you overanalyze, the more it can feel like you're either second-guessing her or making her experience more complicated than it is. A great piece of advice here? Step back. Stop worrying about whether there's something hidden beneath the surface and focus on her emotional experience right then and there. She wants connection, not a detective. The more you try to analyze her behavior or read between the lines, the more you risk shutting her down. She's not going to feel hurt if you're constantly questioning every little thing. She's going to feel like you're treating her emotions as a puzzle to figure out. This doesn't mean you shouldn't care about her problems or want to understand, but try to resist the urge to pull everything apart, look for possible clues, or start making judgments about her feelings or behavior. This just overcomplicates things and undermines what she's seeking from the conversation: understanding and emotional support. The next time she shares something with you, trust that she's not giving you a riddle to solve. Just be present with her emotions and listen to how she feels. Don't let your overanalysis push her away. Here's the harsh truth. If you always try to fix her problems or overanalyze every detail, you'll eventually push her away, no matter how well-intentioned you are. Sometimes the best thing you can do for her is to shut up and listen. And if that stings a bit, it should. It's time for men to wake up to the fact that relationships aren't about solving every issue. They're about connecting on a deeper level. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Drop a comment, and I'll personally reach out and start a conversation. Let's connect.